Hey everybody, today is Sunday, May 26, 2024 in sunny San Diego, California, and I'm Captain Perry here with you. If you're new to the channel, beside me here is a Scow Bow Mini-Cruiser sailboat that I'm building. Basically, my mission here is to build a strong, trailerable, 14-foot sailboat that's watertight and custom built to cross oceans. Now what I'm going to get started on today is installing all the deadlights on the boat. I'm going to use acrylic for the deadlights, and a deadlight, if you don't know, is just a port light, but it doesn't open. So I've got to cut 8 holes in the boat. 4 of them are located on the hull, and the rest are up in the doghouse. And then I want my deadlights to be recessed because not only do I think it looks better, but then you protect the acrylic a bit from anything scratching up at the hull, at least somewhat. And there'll probably be a couple little side projects along the way. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. I'm working on a 10,000 subscriber goal, and as of filming this, I'm at 9,800, so we're getting close there. So I appreciate you subscribing. All right, let's get to work. I've got this really cool traditional rigging knife, and it's got a locking marlin spike and a shackle key. I already added a little lanyard to it with a stainless ring. Now I thought it'd be cool to add a dedicated knife holder for it to go right on the bulkhead. Well, once I finished my little knife holder project here and bagged it up to keep the dust off of it, I realized I really wanted to see it installed. And to do that, I actually need to paint the frame that it goes on. So this little side project turned into quite a big side project as I went ahead and, I'll give you a look here, painted the forward half of the cabin. And you can see on frame C2 there that I added this seafoam green color. And also C5, the main bulkhead, will also get that color, but the rest of the cabin is white, and then as you can see, the cabin sole is haze gray. All right, now I've got the deadlight cutouts for the front of the doghouse. And next I gotta cut out the deadlights for the sides, and then the tricky part is to figure out how to cut through here, but not going all the way, just through the foam, and then dig all this out. All right, now I've got the lines drawn out on the sides of the doghouse. I'm gonna cut these out. Okay, the holes are cut in the doghouse sides. And again on these, this is the inside. You can see where I put extra cloth to build it up more than 3 millimeters because this will be the backing for the acrylic. And I need to clear out this area. So I'm going to begin cutting out this extra fiberglass and foam on the outside using a batten on here. A friend of mine recommended screwing in a batten here, and I'm pretty reluctant to do that. I will where I need to, but where I can get away with using clamps, I'm going to try and do that so I don't have a bunch of screw holes I have to fill. Okay, getting these corners right is the tricky part, but I think if we just use the edge of the cutting blade and we go slow, only cut along the pencil line, shouldn't be a problem. All right, now that I've cut around the deadlight holes, I need to remove all this material except for the inside skin. And I'll give a warning that I've never done any of this before, so don't necessarily copy me. It may not be the best way. But I think what I'm going to do is get in here like this and separate the foam from the inside skin and then kind of start trying to pop this out. All right, I've just finished a big epoxy job and let me show you what I got. So this is for the 4 deadlights of the Doghouse. And what I've done is went over once with unthickened epoxy and then went over again with a fillet. And then on the top panel of the Doghouse, I removed the foam in the leading edge at the front of it, and I filled this with a thickened epoxy because there'll be a 2-inch or 50 millimeter overhang here, and I wanted the forward edge to be really strong. And then of course for the deadlights in the hull, I did the same as with the Doghouse. I wanted a way to run a line from the tiller over to either side of the combing, so I've drilled out some holes and filled with thickened epoxy, and a couple stainless steel pad eyes will go there. And then of course I did the thickened epoxy fillets for the other side of the hull here as well. Oh, there we go. That install's done. I think that looks pretty cool. What do you guys think? And I went ahead and also put the compass in. Might look a little low, but it's easy to look down on and see the course. And then if I'm lying down in my bunk right here, I can easily see the course here and go back to taking a nap. Oh yeah, now that this is painted, I've got a few holes here. I remember I can put some pad eyes in now. And I had just run out of washers, and this nice guy, Oleg, sent me a new box of washers right in time. So, very nice, through the Amazon wish list. that in there. And I've got a couple lock washers. There we go. These pad eyes are all secured. There, wow, look at that. Getting a nice little preview of how the cabin's gonna look. All right, update on the aft deck here. My drill fill drill procedure is complete for these pad eyes. So there's one dry fit in. And the other one will go over there. And these will basically let me lash the tiller and do other various things. Always handy to have a couple pad eyes. All 8 of my recessed parts are now sanded, smooth, looking good. All right, it's a new morning, and last night I set up this little jig to epoxy on the back panel of the doghouse. Now that'll make it much easier to put on the sides. So there's a quick dry fit of the doghouse, just so we can see how this looks. Next I'll need to take it off and fiberglass all the seams from the inside and outside. I was looking at this pile of cutouts for the Deadlights and realized one of them from the hull would make a really good handle. If I cut out just like this, I can make a handle for the inside of the main hatch to help me close it easier. Quick update, the inside of the doghouse is now all fiberglassed along the seams. So here's a look at that. I went with 3 layers of 6-ounce cloth. Very strong, but also light, which we want this high up on the boat. Oh, and also I added some epoxy, 2 layers of epoxy on the edges of this, up here on the top and then underneath there too. Check this out, I was just remembering that I ordered these to go either side of the main hatch. How cool does this look? I love that look. I wish I had about a ½ an inch more space, but what are you going to do? It's a small boat, and I can make this work. All right, next I just got to round these edges in preparation of fiberglassing the seams on the outside.
OCSS-082 Sailboat.
Well, I'm pleased with the recent progress. Doghouse is looking good, and then my little handle for the hatch came out nicely. I put probably 3 coats of thickened epoxy on the edges, and I think that'll work well. So coming up soon, I need to make the main hatch cover and cut out the acrylic for the Deadlights. Sorry I didn't get to that this time, but there's just a bit too much to fit into this video. And then also I need to attach the doghouse. A big thank you to my Patreon members. If you want to join Patreon, that's a good way to support the channel, and you get to see videos 24 hours in advance. And there's other links in the description for ways to help out if you prefer to use like PayPal or A lot of people like to buy stuff on the Amazon wish list that goes into the boat. That's kind of cool to see. Videos may be a bit more spaced out this summer as I try to really focus on getting the boat done and getting in the water, but I'll get you updates as I can. Oh, and make sure you comment down below. Tell me what you thought of the episode. Alright guys, see you next time.
Just 1 hour to make all preparations. We're getting underway.
Hey, what's your name, buddy?
Home.
Come and get back to your station or I'll have you shot from your ear!
Well, shoot some!